The average price of a gallon of gas in the United States is up 17% since the war with Iran started. According to AAA, a gallon of regular will now cost you, on average, almost $3.50. Last week, on average, it's only $3, which is close to where things were a year ago. One of our absolute favorite guests, Justin Wolfers, joins us now. Professor of Public Policy and Economics at the University of Michigan and a senior fellow at the Brookings Institution. Justin, I'm always glad to have you with us. Just do the economics of the week that was.
Mate, the week that was the story of Iran. And I think what people need to understand is there's two stories about Iran, and the American media is only focusing at the moment on one of them. The first of them, the one we are focusing on, is what's going on with oil prices. A rough rule of thumb is that every time oil prices go up 10%, your price at the pump goes up 10%. Well, right now, oil prices are up about 40%. And so that suggests we might be looking at something close to $4 a gallon if things don't change, but things are changing really quickly. Look, so far, as I said, in the US, we've been talking about this as an oil story, but the second thing to realize is this isn't just an oil story, it's a war story. We have lots of evidence from past wars that administrations almost always understate the costs and overstate their ability to get in and out of a mission quickly and easily. And the economic costs often turn out to be much larger and very, very different than what people imagined. And so I think that's got to be weighing very heavily on people's minds right now.
When the president says it would be worth absorbing short-term pain, meaning higher gas prices, to achieve long-term goals in Iran, does that suggest to you, Justin, that this could be ended rather soon? And if it is ended rather soon, meaning the United States stops what it's doing, things could return in relatively quick order to where they were, let's say 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, let me do the classic economist and give you on the one hand and on the other.
There
And
you
I
go.
apologize for that, but that's the only way to be honest right now. Here's on the one hand. The president at a press conference, in a press interview today, looked like he was more or less declaring victory. By the way, the president's rhetoric and reality are two very different creatures. But if he were to declare victory, he packs up, goes home, it's a very short war. You beauty, life can get back somewhat to normal. It'll never get all the way back to normal. The rest of the world will remember what happened. People will have to plan their businesses, understanding that at any given moment, the president could start a new adventure. That adventure could disrupt the world, disrupt international relations, and disrupt their business. So that's the look, this could be over fast and you think story. Let me tell you the other. It's history. History tells us that almost every time the US has gone into war, it is dramatically underestimated how difficult it is to win and how long it will take. Let me remind you, just in the early days of the Iraq War, Donald Rumsfeld famously said, we might be there 5 days, could be 5 weeks. I doubt it will be 5 months. And it turned out to be much, much longer than 5 years. So when someone says on the one hand it could be measured in days and the reality is in years, that says they underestimated it by a factor of 365. If you want to think about that, just think about when someone in Washington tells you the cost that this war could impose, realize that multiplying that number by 365 remains a possibility.
Justin Wolfers, I always appreciate your time and your expertise, sir. Thank you so much.